Hey everybody, it's Jeff, back with another pipe tobacco review. Well, I was perusing Instagram and noticed that Watch City Cigars had a promotion for a new tobacco that caught my attention, and that tobacco would be Kopp 1919. Now, they used to be called Coal House and Kopp. Comes in this really fancy tin. What really got my attention though was not just the tobacco that's in there, but the cut. It is a cube cut Virginias with some cube cut burleys, as well as a little bit of perique and black cavendish. Now, I really love that cut. It makes for a real interesting way to smoke. You can either the way I prefer to have it is to use like a narrow chamber bowl. That way you get little hits of the different flavors in cubes at different times. So for a little while there, you might get some of that burley, and then you might get a little bit of Virginia. But if you like a more well-rounded type of smoke, you can always use a wider bowl, and that way you'll get all the flavors melded together. So I'll show you a picture of the cut here, and maybe a little bit of a closer look here, so you can see the little cubes. And so there's some kind of lighter colored cubes, which I'm guessing maybe burley or a brighter Virginia, as well as kind of a cut flake that's darker. So I'm guessing that's more of the darker Virginias, as well as some specks, which would probably be your perique and black cavendish. The smell I'm getting out of the tin is a nice prune type of smell, yeah. Tobacco and prune. So I've been smoking this for a while. And the very first thing that it reminded me of, surprisingly with all those tobaccos, it is, to me, it's like almost 80% of the taste reminds me of Samuel Gauss Full Virginia Flake. It's just kind of got that slightly cigarette-y type of Virginia burley type of thing going on. For the most part, kind of like very unsweetened tobacco. A little bit of fermented, light prune type of taste. And then the burleys kind of come across as kind of toasty and kind of not nutty at all, but kind of those toasty, flat, cigarette-y type of burleys. And not really cigarette-y in a bad way, just cigarette-y as in like if you've ever had like a burley or just a real straight Virginia. It's just kind of got that real tobacco thing going on. I know that when I first lit it up, I was in my entryway in my house, and I walked out and came back in, and it really smelled like strong tobacco, like someone just smoked a cigarette. For the most part, I don't find that the perique really stands out. It's not really spicy. But sometimes it does add a little bit of a throat hit when it's combined with those burleys. But mostly Full Virginia Flake. It's just got that real, like, Full Virginia Flake has a unique kind of taste to it that no other tobacco has, and I kind of describe that as it's kind of like they've slightly steamed it in like an olive oil or something like that. It's just got this kind of oily kind of essence going on. So sometimes it's kind of, you'll get that kind of monotone, kind of just kind of Virginia burley taste. And then just when you're kind of like going, this is kind of getting a little bit mundane, all of a sudden you'll get like a hit of that those pruny fermented Virginias come in. And I think that's probably those little flakes, those darker flakes kicking in because they're in little chunks. And that just adds to the complexity. And then sometimes you'll get like that perique and burley thing going on where you get more of a throat hit. And you just kind of got that interplay back and forth. But overall, just a straight Virginia burley tobacco-y taste. A little bit of that. There is a little bit of that unsweetened black cavendish, but it's not like... Unsweetened black cavendish is a very flat... it really doesn't taste like much at all. You can kind of get that taste there. It's one of those tobaccos that, just like Full Virginia Flake, where it's not an everyday blend for me. It's not something I crave all the time, but when I do, it totally hits the spot. So that's what this kind of reminds me of. It's not something that totally wowed me right off the start, and neither did Full Virginia Flake. But so after smoking the Full Virginia Flake, which I'm imagining this is going to do, there's certain days when I'm smoking, I'm like, wow, this is just really good, right? And then there's other days when I just don't want to smoke it. So that's kind of what this reminds me of, and probably how this will be. So something that I probably won't smoke all the time, but there'll be those days when I'm like, this is the only thing that I'll want, you know, that'll satisfy that craving, if you know what I mean. So yeah, pretty good. A little moist in the bag, dries out really good. No tongue bite at all. Very easy on the tongue. Probably I would say medium, not quite full, but a solid medium plus smoke. Definitely lots of flavor, lots of taste. It's just kind of a flat tasting tobacco, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I'm enjoying it. Pretty cool tobacco. So have any of you picked it up? If you have, if you smoked it, what do you think of it? And are any of you thinking of picking it up? Let me know in the comments below. I'd like to know. Anyway, I'll leave my video at that, and I'll see you in my next one. So till then, Aromatics, signing out.